you have a need for speed? Are you an adrenaline addict? Would driving a Formula One car at over 200 miles per hour still not be enough to get your heart racing? Then you've come to the right place. Because it's time for World Championship Sloth Racing! Not what you were expecting? Don't let their appearance fool you. When these sloths get on the racetrack, look out! You're in for the most intense 2 feet of racing you've ever seen. Let's meet our 4 competitors. First up is Larry McLightning. Now, everyone who thinks Larry is gonna win, stand up and shout as loud as you can. Next up we have Susie Swift. Everyone who thinks Susie is gonna win, stand up and shout as loud as you can. In the third starting spot is Bob Boomerang. If you think Bob is gonna win, stand up and shout as loud as you can. In our final spot is Frankie Too Fast. If you think Frankie is gonna win, stand up and shout as loud as you can. All right, our sloths are ready to race. Don't forget to cheer as loud as you can for your sloth. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, and they're off! Frankie is battling for position. They're giving it all they've got today. Oh, I'm afraid to blink. It's total chaos. Oh, Larry makes a move. Look out. Oh, my. Oh, no. This is a record-setting pace. Susie almost wiped out. The speed is unreal. They're neck and neck. Oh, it's definitely too close to call. What a great move. What is Bob thinking? It's definitely too close to call. Frankie is battling for position. They're giving it all they've got today. Whoa, I'm afraid to blink. It's total chaos. Larry makes a move. Look out. Oh, my. Oh, no. This is a record-setting pace. Susie almost wiped out. The speed is unreal. They're neck and neck. It's definitely too close to call. What a great move. What is Bob thinking? Oh, it's definitely too close to call. Oh, Larry makes a move. Look out. Wow! Larry McLightning wins a photo finish. Congrats to all you Larry fans out there. Whew! I don't know about you folks, but I was on the edge of my seat that entire race. Be sure to join us next time for more sloth racing action.
Hello, Cornerstone Kids, and welcome to Kids Church. My name is Miss Rachel, and I am so excited to be here with you today. How did you enjoy that sloth game? Were you expecting things to be moving very quickly? Sometimes when we have a race, we look for the winner, don't we? We look to see who can be the fastest, who can jump the furthest, who can do all of those amazing things. And sometimes we think of those people as heroes, don't we? We have all kinds of people in our lives that we might think as a hero. Now, what do you think a hero is? Yeah, a hero is someone that we look up to, someone that we want to be like, someone who is better than other people at certain things. So we might have in our lives, I can think of a bunch of different heroes. We might have someone like who's a basketball hero, right? Someone who we can look up to, someone who's better than everyone else at basketball. We might have a baseball hero. We might have someone who can pitch or throw or hit the ball better than someone else. We might have a superhero, right? We can watch movies about superheroes, and superheroes can do things that are amazing, and they're the ones who are helping other people. Sometimes heroes are the ones that we have in our life that we can even look up to. So maybe they're not a famous hero, but maybe it's your parents, or maybe it's someone that you know that is a hero to you. Well, the thing that we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about heroes, but today we're going to talk about heroes of the faith. Now, these are people that you may have heard about if you've been to Kids Church before, if you've read your Bible or done some family devotions. There's people in the Bible, and we're going to talk about the book of Hebrews today, and that tells us about a whole group of people that were heroes of faith. That they are the ones who had faith in God and were able to do amazing things because of their faith in God. So we have people like Abel and Noah, Abraham and Sarah, Moses, and Rahab and David, all very, very different. They had different ways that they were heroes, different ways that they were able to do things for God. But they are all called out in Hebrews as being heroes because of their faith and what they did because of their faith. Well, I can't wait. We're going to watch the story now, and it's going to tell us a little bit about each one of those characters. And so when we come back, I'm going to give you a little quiz. So make sure you're paying very close attention.
The writer of Hebrews explained that faith is being sure that what we hope for will actually happen. Faith is obeying God because we trust Him. By faith, we believe that God created everything from nothing, just by speaking. Many people in the Bible had faith, and this pleased God. Abel had faith when he gave an offering to God, and God accepted his offering. We must have faith in order to please God. By faith, we believe that He exists and that He rewards those who trust in Him. Noah had faith too. He obeyed God by building an ark to rescue his family. Noah warned other people because he trusted that God was telling the truth when He said a flood was coming. God was pleased with Noah. Abraham had faith when God called him to leave his home. Abraham did not know where he was going, but he obeyed God. God made promises to Abraham, and Abraham believed that God was going to keep His promises. Abraham's wife, Sarah, had faith. She trusted God to give her a family even though she was too old to have children. Sarah was 90 and Abraham was 100 when they had their son Isaac. Abraham and Sarah went on to have many descendants. God gave them a family as numerous as the stars in the sky. Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, and Moses had faith. Rahab had faith when she hid the Israelite spies in Jericho. King David had faith too. All of these people trusted God, and so did many others. Having faith was not easy. Many of these faithful people suffered, and they all died before God's great promise, the arrival of Jesus, came true. But they believed that God had a wonderful plan. God was pleased with them because they trusted Him. God kept His promise to send the Messiah, His own Son, Jesus, to rescue people from sin. Jesus is the true hero of the Bible. He gives us faith. We can look to Him because in Him, all of God's promises will come true.
Welcome back. Okay, so we watched the video and it talked about 6 different people that are mentioned in Hebrews, the book of Hebrews, chapter 11. They call it the Hall of Faith, or the people that were our heroes from the Bible that had a lot of faith in God and were able to do things or showed how much faith they had because of it. So let me ask you a few questions. Were you paying attention to the video? So we have here Abel, we have Noah, we've got Abraham and Sarah, Moses, Rahab, and David. If I tell you a little bit about a person, I want you to guess who I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. So this person helped the spies that were going to try to see inside the city of Jericho. Do you know which person I'm talking about? This person helped the spies who were trying to see how they would be able to get inside the walls of Jericho. This person was very brave and helped the spies. Do you know who I'm talking about? Why don't you say it out loud? 3, 2, 1, go. Well, if you said Rahab, you're right. She helped the men escape, right? And then when they came back, she herself and her family were saved, and they were not taken captive when the city fell. Okay, so we have Rahab. Her faith helped her to be courageous, right? God gave her the courage to stand up for what was right. All right, next question. This was one of Adam and Eve's children. He made a sacrifice that was pleasing to God. Those are your clues. Do you know which one is which? When I say go, tell me what you think. 3, 2, 1, go. If you said Abel, you're correct. They were one of the sons of Adam and Eve, and Abel made a sacrifice that was pleasing to God. His faith gave him what he needed to give a good sacrifice. Okay, next one. Do you want an easy one? This man helped save animals when a flood came. I know you probably know that one. It's a lot easier than some of the other ones. But 3, 2, 1, go. Say your answer. Yep, it was Noah. Noah, we know the story. He built the ark so that when the floods came, that the earth could be repopulated again, and saved the animals and his family. So Noah had faith. Took a lot of faith to build an ark when he wasn't even near water. He had to took a lot of faith, because people probably made fun of him a little bit, don't you think? For building an ark when there was nothing else around where where the ark would be able to sail. So we have Abel, we have Noah, and we have Rahab. All right, this person had a child when they were 90 years old. Okay, so this is actually a question because it's actually a couple, which gives away the answer. But Abraham and Sarah, right? Sarah had to have faith because God had told Abraham, you're going to have a great family. But she didn't have any children, and they were old. Abraham was 100 and Sarah was 90. But God ended up blessing them with a child and a family where he became the children of Israel eventually. So their family became large. And they had to have faith to believe that, though, because they didn't know how that would happen. Okay, so next one, we only have 2 left. So we'll see if you know. This person told Pharaoh to let my people go. Do you think you know who it is? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Tell me the answer. You're right. It's Moses. Moses was the one who told Pharaoh to let my people go. And after he was released, he went and led his people into the wilderness. And for many, many years, God was able to use Moses. And Moses had faith in God that he was going to take care of them. And there's only one left, but King David here wasn't always a king, right? He started out as a shepherd boy in a large family. And he was young, and his brothers were older and stronger. But David had faith and believed in God. And because of that, he became a warrior. He became a king. He became wealthy and an amazing ruler. Did he mess up? Sure. Did all of these people mess up sometimes in their lives? Yeah. The Bible tells us a lot about things they did that may messed up, where Abraham didn't trust God always, and he told some lies about his family. And Moses, in the beginning of his life, he ended up getting so angry at someone that he harmed them. And, you know, we don't know a ton about Abel, but there was a lot of things. Noah, of course, he did things in his life that were wrong. So all these people they're not perfect. But we're not perfect either, right? But we have to have faith. And faith is just believing and trusting in something even when you can't see it, even when it's hard. So if somebody comes up to you and says to you, how do you believe in God? You can't even see him. That's a great question. How do we believe in something we don't see? Why don't we listen as Pastor Brian answers that very question?
Hey there, I'm Pastor Brian, and it's time for Questions from Kids. Piper from Rockford, Illinois asks,
how can we believe in something we can't see?
That's a great question, Piper. You know, a lot of it is we can't see God. And so it takes faith to believe in him because, as you say, we can't see him, and it's harder to believe in something we can't see. If If we can see something, if we can touch something, it's easier to believe in. And so that's why we're called on to have faith. The Bible talks about faith so often. Today's Bible story was the Hall of Faith from Hebrews 11, where we saw person after person who placed faith in God and trusted in Him, even if they didn't know exactly what would happen. So that's a big part of this answer. But there's another big part, and it's this. There is plenty that we can see and experience about God to know He's real. So our faith is not what is called blind faith. We're not just guessing at who God is and what He's like and hoping we're right. We can know we're right because of what we have experienced about God. And you know where we find that? Right here in the Bible. We go to God's Word and we can see so much evidence who He is, what He's done. And we can have faith in Him and have confidence that our faith is sound. But also we experience it in our own lives, that God has worked in my life, and so I know He's true. I've seen Him work. I've seen His effects in my life, which proves that He is true, which strengthens my faith. And I hope the same thing happens for you. So here's a question back for you. How will you put your faith into practice this week?
Welcome back one more time. We're finishing up our verse that we've been talking about for a few weeks. It's a fun verse. It is a verse that makes you happy and glad when you look at it. The words are, let the heavens rejoice, let the earth be glad, let them say among the nations, the Lord reigns. 1 Chronicles 16:31. So what does all of that mean? It's saying rejoice. The Lord reigns. The Lord is the King. He sits on the throne. That we don't have to worry or fear. We can rejoice and be happy because God is near to us, right? Because Jesus is the ultimate King, and He sits on the throne. He reigns, and we can rejoice and be happy because of that. That doesn't mean we're not going to have hard times, but it does mean that through those hard times, Jesus is still on the throne. He is still the one in charge. He is still the one who loves you so desperately, so we can rejoice and be happy in that. So let's look at it one more time, and then I'm going to take some of the words off to see if we can memorize it. Let the heavens rejoice. Let the earth be glad. Let them say among the nations, the Lord reigns. 1 Chronicles 16:31. All right, I'm just going to take off one set of words, and let's see if we can still say the verse. I'm taking off rejoice, let the. Okay. All right, let's keep saying that together. Join me, will you? Let the heavens rejoice. Let the earth be glad. Let them say among the nations, the Lord reigns. 1 Chronicles 16, verse 31. Were you able to say it? Let's keep going. Let's take off some more words. I'm going to take off among the nations. Among the nations is a group of words that just means amongst all the people, not just our country, and the whole world. The whole world can be rejoicing and happy because of this. So here we go. Let the heavens rejoice. Let the earth be glad. Let them say among the nations, the Lord reigns. 1 Chronicles 16, verse 31. All right, let's make it a little harder. I'm going to take off, let them say. Okay, I'll put them here. All right, do you think we can do it? Let the heavens rejoice. Let the earth be glad. Let them say among the nations, the Lord reigns. 1 Chronicles 16, verse 31. Let's take off this 1 Chronicles part. I think I have that part in my mind. Got it? Here we go. Let the heavens rejoice. Let the earth be glad. Let them say among the nations, the Lord reigns. 1 Chronicles 16, verse 31. All right, let's take off one more. We'll leave a couple words up there because I'm not 100% sure we have it, but let's take off, we'll leave the first and the last, and let's see if we can do it. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Let the heavens rejoice. Let the earth be glad. Let them say among the nations, the Lord reigns. 1 Chronicles verse 16, chapter 16, verse 31. So what we can know from that is that the good news is the gospel, right? We've been talking about the gospel, the good news. We know that Jesus is on the throne, which means that he's in heaven and he knows everything that's happening and he loves us very much. So all we have we don't have to fear because Jesus is in control. So we know that the gospel is the good news. We know that that we have these heroes of the faith that we can look at to help us to know how we should live. We can look at people like King David and Abraham and Moses and read these stories in our Bible and say these people had a great faith. They believed in God even though they couldn't see him. We can look at those people and say, wow, they can be heroes of faith. We ourselves can be heroes in the faith, can't we? We can learn so much and talk so much about Jesus, have faith in him and believe in him and do great things for him. The same way that people in the Bible did that, we can be doing that today. And then we can remember that the heavens can rejoice and the earth be glad, and we can say to everyone around us, the Lord reigns. That was a lot, wasn't it? We talked about heroes. We talked about heroes of the faith. We talked about rejoicing. We talked about the good news of Jesus. All of those things wrapped up together are the good news. They are that Jesus came. He lived on earth. He died and came back to life. He loves you very much and wants to forgive your sins and have a relationship with you. Cornerstone kids, have a great week. I always love talking to you, and I can't wait to see you again soon.
Get down, he lifts me up, I get down.